Well, now we had talked about the standards, we best practices, and now how to manage and sustain these standards. This is very important because in order to have the success of any organization, the implementing best practices is not just sufficient. How can we have it sustained? Continual improvement has to happen. So for that, the first is the governance and the structure. The what I mean by governance and structure is like, how do we really get this going? Whether right from top to bottom approach in an organization, whether it is flowing from the top or getting, it has to do it in both ways, come from the top as well as go from the bottom. And then in order to have that, once we have established the governance and structure, whether we have a sustained training on that process. So that training thing is really important because unless and until we train our employees properly, because most of the times in any organization, well growing organization, we see that year on year basis, we see some 20 to 25% growth. At the same time, we also see an attrition of 12 to 20%. So the constantly the population is kind of changing every time because we are getting new employees, we are getting rid of the old employees. So this, unless and until the training is not efficient, we'll not be able to achieve that continuous improvement. And coming to the mindsets and behaviors, is more often how people take that. So that needs to be changed as well. What that we are doing, how they think that safety is a priority, why they think that quality is a priority. So unless we change the mindset and behavior, we will not be able to see the outcome as continuous improvement. So we covered on the safety part where we need to, based on the risk, we need to identify, have the safety aspects. Now, quality and compliance management, and then the inventory management, has to be integrated with the safety and quality. And we also need to have a infrastructural benchmarking. Like as and when we get the instrument, we don't have to buy each and everything, whatever is available. But are we going to have the right kind of instruments? Are we going to moderate the ratio of those instruments with respect to scientists? All this, and now in this world, automation is one thing which we need to really focus on. How can we improve the automation? How can we bring things in a more automated way? So this all will reflect in the process optimization, which is, as overall, we see the operational excellence of any organization. So if you see, all this are covering under that, the management of change and auditing and emergency response, all should be process of that any system. So this is an onion ring model where the first is the red thing you see is the lab process, where the bench scientists are working in the lab. And unless and until they are supported by the equipments, proper equipments and the instruments by the E&M or maintenance team, it does not go very well. So that support has to be, the integration between the scientists and the support function has to be go hand in hand. And then the utility systems and the maintenance, which also forms a very critical part, and the site system. The site system means that all the incident investigation, emergency response, auditing, the top management should be kind of, this is what I said when we say that bottom to top approach and top to bottom approach. This happens in onion ring.